Hey guys, welcome back to Kicking It with Kish. Just got off work. You can see back there it's doing really good. It's messy, but it's doing really good. We're gonna get back to that in a minute. But I noticed this weekend, while I was out here a lot this weekend, and I noticed there was a higher population of Japanese beetle, Japanese beetles, um, cucumber beetles, and what else did I get rid of? Japanese beetle, cucumber beetles, and stink bugs, or it could be squash bugs. So I noticed there's a higher population of those. They're more active now. Sorry, not a higher population. They're more active. So I've made it my duty to every day that I'm gonna make sure I go ahead and make a trip into the garden. I do it all the time, but I'm gonna make sure I record it a little bit more so I could always have notes for myself. And I also noticed like small little green bugs, and like every time you try to touch them, they kind of like hide. And when I googled those, they say it wasn't good for the plants either. So, but they're very, very fast. So all I did was kind of spray them with water, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna be back in no time. So what I'm gonna do, once again, doing a quick little walkthrough. It's still kind of early, so I'm not sure if the bees have left yet. I try to come in here when the bees are not here. But I do want to show you guys that we have cucumbers. We got cucumbers, and see, that is not a good bug. It is eating. That is a cucumber beetle. So I'm gonna get rid of that one right now, and I'll be right back. And we have quite a few, and I know these are not the good ones, unfortunately. These are not the good ones. So that's one. I'm so ooh, that scared the mess out of me. I'm so proud of me. I'm learning my bugs and everything. So let me discard this one, and then I gotta go back for the other one. 1 second. Okay, y'all, I did all of that talking and I wasn't recording, so I don't remember where I left off at. But I was saying that that bug was not a good bug because it did so much damage to my cucumber leaves. My cucumbers are doing really good, but they are taking a really big hit from the cucumber beetle. So I also was saying that my potatoes, I'm gonna at least let them go. They were turning yellow, but they're not anymore. So I think it was because of the weather. So I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer. These over here seem to be dying back a little bit more. So that might be the first bucket that we harvest, or check to see if we have any potatoes in there. And then the other one I'll leave it last. So once again, look at how they've been destroying my poor cucumbers. Like that's almost a half of a leaf gone. So yeah, I'm gonna just really have to be out here a little bit more. I haven't really sprayed with neem oil over here yet, but definitely we'll have to start spraying. Oh, this is what I was showing you guys, if that's one of the things I missed. You see that guy right there? I don't think that's a friend. I think that's a foe. It moves around really, really fast. And I'm also gonna keep checking under. Yeah, see, it'll just fly really quick under the leaves. So right now I think The issue is just the cucumber beetle is what I'm fighting with right now. Okay, also I forgot what these are called. Now that it's getting hot, these are getting ready to die back. I forgot what these are called, but I do have like 3 zinnias in here to take over. So what have you guys been noticing in your garden, or what have you been fighting with in your garden? And if you haven't been fighting with anything, great. What is the secret? What is the secret? I do have to fertilize today. My roselle is looking great. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry y'all. My roselle is looking great. It's kind of mixed in with the zinnia, but my roselle is looking really good. And oh, we have some watermelons on the smaller vine, so I'm really happy about that also. So yeah, I'm really just make sure I'm paying attention. So whatever these are, they're starting to die back, so I need to make sure I get something to fill in its place. Now with the snapdragons, I'm not too sure about the snapdragons because these snapdragons was from last season. So I mean, I'm gonna let them do them until they tell me they're ready to quit. Y'all see this purple Prince zinnia? Oh my god, this is so beautiful. That is so pretty. Oh, I didn't even acknowledge, I am so sorry, I didn't even acknowledge the 3. Just yesterday it was only 1. You can imagine this whole container filled with purple zinnias. That is just beautiful. All right, y'all, let's go down to my citrus area. I need to find a place to actually put everything. I'm waiting for my yard person to come and cut the grass, so then I could do a little better survey as to where in the garden I could put. Okay, so here's our cherry bush, still bushing. Our pomegranate still doing its thing. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take for me to get fruit, but I'm not really pressed on these because I have these over here. Oh, I have another one. I tasted my first blackberry yesterday. It was sour. It was really sour. I'm gonna get that one today. So I've gotten blackberries coming up, so enjoying it. Raspberries has not come up yet. These are all new branches from time I got it. I think I need to give this a trellis or something. I didn't know this was gonna be a vining plant. So lessons being learned. My lemon tree or plant tree, whatever, has blooms on it. So hopefully soon we'll be getting some more lemons. And just giving you guys another thing, look. My Super Sweet 100, I trimmed the top of the Super Sweet 100 because I cannot afford for this to become 6 feet tall. This tree is already about 5.5 feet because it's taller than me. But these are our first 3 tomatoes from our Super Sweet, so we might be doing some harvesting. And now we have our kumquat with all these flowers on it. When I tell you I am so excited, I am so excited. I can't wait to taste a kumquat. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. This is my second kumquat. This one is not doing too much. It could be younger than the first one, and this one is also a Nyagami, and this one is a Marium. I might be saying that wrong, but it's that. It's that. And my passion fruit that I've had this in my house from since last semester, like I'm in school, since the last season. And I brought it outside. We up potted it, me and my husband, we up potted it last night. It's not in a bigger, because it was in this, it's not in a bigger container, it's in a little bit of a wider container. It's supposed to be a patio passion fruit, but me now realizing patio to me means small, means like, you know, a foot, 2 foot. In garden world, in the gardening world, patio and dwarf doesn't mean that. I'm learning that. I'm really and truly learning that. So that's that part. And y'all, me and this cucumber, I'm scared. I'm scared. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm scared of this cucumber, because it is a bush, the word bush cucumber. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be like in a, okay, a lot went on, my phone died, so I had to get it charged. But I wanna eat this blackberry. So I already harvest it. I wanna eat it. So this is actually better than the last one. The last one was really sour. Let's do some harvesting. Grab these. This I could have stayed a little bit longer, but it's okay. So I got 3 of those. Sorry, I don't have a harvest basket. 3 of those. I have a bunch of Swiss chard. And put that right there. Have a bunch of Swiss chard. And what you watching the video, but this is future me. And I did see a cucumber, that same cucumber that I was showing you guys. This is the very next day, and it's huge. So I wanted to get it right now. And this is it right here. So we're about to add it to the harvest. I'm not sure how big bushy cucumbers are supposed to get, so I wanted to be safe than sorry and grab this off the vine. Alright, continue watching the video. I went ahead and fertilized, and I, of course, harvested some of the Swiss chard, and I wanted to cut some of the bases of the leaves. I haven't been able to do that. Prune the bases of the leaves. I haven't been able to do that yet because I got kind of carried away with the fertilizing the plants, because I haven't fertilized in a minute and I need to get better at that. And then when I fertilize, I went ahead and harvested. So I wanted to show you guys what I fertilized with. Now when the plants are in their growing phase, some of them are still in their growing phase, and some of them are now in their fruiting or flowering phase, I was using fish emulsions. And this is the only thing that I realized. I used the fish emulsions in my elevated raised bed and this one, and that bed has aphids. So, and I know that for a fact. And then over in the main garden, what I used was this amino powder, and I don't seem to have any. If I do, it's not a lot at all over in the main garden. So this is what I'm gonna start to use when it comes to my nitrogen fixer. This is amino powder, and this is also natural. and it doesn't have that real high stank fishy smell. And for my flowering crops or plants, I'm using Incredible Bulk. The um, NPK for this one is 0.1, so it's low nitrogen, 10 at 25. So the potassium and the phosphorus is higher with the Incredible Bulk. So that's what I'm using while my plants and my fruits, because I'm also using it on my fruit trees, are in their flowering and fruiting stage. I also bought this, which is a citrus tree booster. It is 41512. I only use it one time, but for some reason I realized I kept grabbing the Incredible Bulk, and I think it's because the Incredible Bulk is not just for um, vegetables, it's also for fruits and any type of flowering plant. So I think that's why I keep grabbing the Incredible Bulk over the citrus fertilizer. But yeah, that's it for right now. That's it all for the day. And my harvest was my 3 little um tomatoes off of my super sweet 100 plant, tomato plant. And I have a handful of Swiss chard. So that's it for today, because like I said, everybody's mowing their grass, and all that extra stuff. So I'm gonna end the video here. The next thing that I'm gonna be doing is starting to fill this up. I got this green stock when they had their Mother's Day sale. This is a raspberry. I really love this color, so I'm gonna be filling this up. Right now I only have lemongrass and the purple basil in there. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna put in there. I did put hold on, I did put a mint in the bottom, and I took it out immediately because I don't want the whole bottom to be thyme. I don't want the whole bottom to be mint. That was mint. So I went ahead and put it in this small pot right here. Actually, this is a pot that the passion fruit came out of. So, and the passion fruit is in a container, the same container like the Super Sweet 100. And I'm just saying, if the Super Sweet 100 is doing great in that, hopefully the passion fruit will. And it also has multiple layers so it could climb up, because that tomato cage was going through it. So right now, that's all. Thank you guys for kicking it with Kish. Thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos. I really appreciate you guys. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I hope anything that I'm doing is helping someone, encouraging someone to try and grow their own food. I'm not a professional by no means. I'm just here trying and doing and hoping that it works. I'm also looking at other people's videos and trying some things that I've seen them done, and or research on my own and doing my own thing. Alright, so until next time, thank you for kicking it with Kish. Bye.